This video is brought to you by Squarespace. Well, welcome to Ellensburg, Washington, everyone. I am sitting in a hotel parking lot decompressing after a very hectic morning. I decided to come out to Eastern Washington today. No real destination in mind, and as I was passing Cleellum heading towards Ellensburg, about 15 minutes before sunrise, I noticed the Stewart Range of the Cascade Mountains poking out and looking absolutely gorgeous under the morning light. So I decided to try to get a good composition of it. That's been a subject I've been wanting to photograph for a long time. I've been wanting to find a really good location to get a proper image of it without any obstructions. Don't know why I thought I would find one this morning under the pressure of beating the light, but ended up driving some back roads, going back and forth on the highway a couple of times, and I really couldn't find a good spot. So I made a last minute call and just pulled over on the side of the freeway on the side of I-90, stood on the roof of my car, Portrait 800 in the Pentax with the 105 lens, and just was the best I could really do. It's probably not a great picture at all. I also probably need a longer lens, but I more so just took it just to say that I got something of that subject. But still plenty of light left and time in the day, and I think I'm going to start out by trying to get up into the mountains surrounding Ellensburg, get a photo looking down into the town. I think that might be a kind of cool picture. Yeah, should be a fun day of exploring some little towns out here in Eastern Washington.
By the time I was 3, I done had me my first kill.
This here barbed wire fence is all that stands between me and my dreams. 5 years ago, I probably would have figured out a way to set this thing aside and pull these fence posts down, but trying to practice respect these days, I guess.
Some blood surely had to be spilled. By the time I was 10,
well, just about 15 miles east of Ellensburg, coming into Vantage, came through this really low rolling fog layer. It's moving super quick, so the height and the density of it's changing super quickly, but got a couple compositions around here that I think will look really cool.
Well, Master Death came by to see me, but I told him I wasn't ready to go. No. You can take your skull-bone face.
Gonna throw the 55 on. I think there's a really cool perspective to get with that focal length.
I'm gonna live, go back to the river Styx, I ain't gonna go.
This is one of the more unique lighting situations I've photographed. I'm really digging it. So for this picture, I'm getting a lower perspective, but I'm putting some of these dead bushes, whatever they are, in the foreground. It really gives it this dystopian type of feeling. And to add to the dystopian feel of this area, an old mattress. We love that. The 55 mil lens is quickly becoming my favorite focal length to work with on 6x7. It's so versatile. Roll number 1 down. Can you believe it? I can't believe it. Hopping back on the expired film saddle. So we'll give it a full 2 stops, overexposed, rated at 100. I'm not gonna lie, it's 100% worth shooting these expired films just to look at this yellow backing. It's so freaking clean. All right, Ultra Color, what do you got for me? Something usable, that's all I ask. Well, the day definitely did not start out how I hoped it would, but I think I made up for it with that stop over there at the low rolling fog area. That situation was just really, really cool, and I think the photos should be rather interesting. Just chilling at a rest stop now off the side of I-90, just outside of Vantage. The sun's getting a little bit higher in the sky, but for some reason I think the lighting is getting better. I don't really understand how that works, but I don't know, things are just looking a little bit better than they were this morning in Ellensburg. So I think my plan is to continue east past Vantage, cruise into some towns near Moses Lake maybe. Sunset's in about 3 hours, so the light's gonna start getting good in about 2 hours or so. And I'd like to stay out here on the eastern side for sunset, so just gonna kind of cruise around, see what I find, and hold out until we get that second golden hour of the day.
Leaving the bar, my breath's as hard as regular gasoline. Fire up a bone while I'm swerving home, blowing smoke like a Model T.
Well, welcome to, I don't really know where, just on the other side of the Vantage Bridge, across the Columbia River. Pulled down a random road, and there's this canyon that's absolutely unreal. Super cool waterfall over on the other side. There's some situation going on here though. There's like 10 fire and rescue trucks. We got people rappelling down the cliff's wall over here. And then we got razors down, or Polaris's down on the ground with fire trucks down in the valley as well. So I don't know what the situation is, but it's a cool spot to take pictures. All right, I'm getting a picture of the waterfall across the valley. I was gonna shoot this at a slower shutter speed, but I think it's gonna be best to shoot it at like 1/60th to actually retain some of the contrast in the water, just because the waterfall isn't that full. It's a kind of thin and skinny waterfall with not a ton of water coming off of it. So I think it'll actually look a little bit better with a faster shutter speed.
Smoke like a power plant. I'm running on fuel. It's all I can do to get up and make it through. Coffee in the morning, whiskey in the evening, cigarettes all day long.
Not super jazzed on this composition, but I want to shoot this. I think this is the best way to do that in this spot. So I feel like this is the worst thing I could shoot this Portra 400 UC on it. The colors are so dull and bland here. This would be better for like black and white for sure, but the joys of shooting film. That's what I got in my camera.
Sometimes getting by seems harder than dying. Something in a man just makes him keep on trying. Ain't got no wife, ain't got no kids that I know of. It's hard enough as it is.
All right, we got climbers galore over here, wherever the hell I am. But there's a cool little cove in the rocks, if that's a thing, and a bunch of climbers out. Looks like there's a big group. But I like this composition I have framed up because you got them climbing in the background, and then kind of in the mid-ground, there's 3 cars, which kind of aids in the story of them all cruising out here as a crew and coming to climb. One of the cars is a van too, so that's pretty convenient for the story element as well. But yeah, dealing with probably the most shitty lighting I've ever seen in my life. It's so flat and muted, but hey, I'm sure expired film will come through clutch, right?
Running on fuel.
actually didn't even mean to hit the shutter, but that must mean that was the right moment to do that. So I'll roll with it. One picture left. I think I'm gonna go closer and see if they'll be chill with me kind of taking a picture on the wide angle lens from up close. So let's go see. Hey, this is kind of random. Would it be okay if I took a picture of you guys doing your thing?
I mean, you have been.
Well, I've from a distance, but it's a little different when you're up close, you know? All right, thanks. It's film and I only got one picture left, but I will share it.
Yeah.
You guys camping out here or just for the day?
Half of us are.
Okay.
And we all brought like pre-cooked Thanksgiving
Nice.
food,
Oh, that's sick.
We're gonna
Heck yeah.
heat it up. We got turkey,
That's awesome.
potatoes, stovetop, everything. The whole 9 yards.
That's awesome.
So I'm Sammy, by the
Yeah,
way.
I'm Brae.
Brett.
Brae.
Brae.
Yes. It's a
B-R-A-Y.
A-E.
Oh.
Yeah, it's weird. It's Scottish. Sweet. Yeah, I'll send this over to you when I get it developed.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
I'm sure it will be a while before. Do you develop them yourself?
I go to a lab. So I live out in Tacoma, and there's a lab right by me that they actually do same day.
No
So
way.
yeah, I just drop it
That's
off
sick.
on Tuesday or whatever, and then have it back like Wednesday or whatever.
Exciting. I'll be looking out.
Sounds good. You guys have fun. Yeah, you too. Thanks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going next level over here. I'm vlogging with the Pocket 6K. I can't see shit because it doesn't have a flip out screen, so I don't know if I'm in focus. I don't know if I'm framed correctly. I don't know if it's exposed correctly. Really, I don't know what the hell's going on with any aspect of my life, to be honest with you, but I do know that I'm absolutely mobbing to Ellensburg right now in hopes of getting there before sunset, which is in like an hour, and it's like 40 minutes away at this point, so it's gonna be tight, but hopefully I can get there. Hopefully the cloud layer hasn't carried over past the Columbia into Ellensburg. That would be a huge bummer. But yeah, that last location I was at was super cool. I'm bummed about the lighting. I'm bummed about the weather, and I am bummed that I had the 400 UC in for those pictures because I feel like that was a little bit wasted on lighting conditions like that, but what can you do? But yeah, we will rendezvous back in Ellensburg with hopefully a cool scene to photograph during golden hour. About to fully poke out of the clouds. Dude, look at that. There's the blue sky, there's the windmills, there's the sun. That is so weird. Oh my God. Look at that. Holy shit. And just like that, we are in the clear, baby. Well, Ellensburg was covered in shade, so I tried to chase the sun, but really didn't have much luck. So now I'm on the highway between Ellensburg and Yakima in the valley. I think I'm gonna try to take a picture of this, even though the lighting's sketch, but probably just put another roll in and then shoot some long exposures on the way back home. Holy fuck. Licking expired film might actually be like licking acid. That stuff was fucking gnarly. I love listening to semis buzz me at fucking 80 miles an hour all the time. All right, doing a little half and half composition here. Highway on the left half of the frame, and then the valley in the right half of the frame. Add this one to the streetlight portfolio, baby. All right, we got a 2-second exposure on this one. Just waiting for a break in the cars, as usual. This is a pretty cool establishment, as long as there's enough light on the building itself. It's got a really cool neon light up on top of the sign. So just gotta wait for a gap in the cars, grab a correct meter reading, and pray that my framing is okay. It's really hard to see through this 55mm lens at night, but We're doing our best. This is gonna be really hard. We're gonna get all sorts of weird shadows in the building. So the exposure's gotta be 14 seconds long. And there's so many cars on this road, so I don't really know what to do here. Probably just click and pray. God damn it. Fuck. Had a car pull up right when I clicked the shutter, cast weird shadows all over the building. I'm gonna try it again. All right, downtown Ellensburg, I guess you'd call it. It's the main kind of plaza area. Some cool locations that I spotted. There's an alleyway I'm gonna check out after this, but taking a picture of this building. Really like the entrance and the architecture. And some decent lighting downtown too, which is nice. Metered this one at about 5 seconds. After Reciprocity, it's 8 seconds. So we'll do f8 at 8 seconds. 55mm lens, kind of a weird composition. I'm framing it a little oddly, but I think it should be all right.
Full of speakers, blind raging hater, fingers pointing.
How I use MyLightMeter app is I kind of just tap around different parts of the image. Brightest, darkest parts, got 1 second, 3.2 seconds, 5 seconds, 3.2. So I kind of just hit a mark in the middle. So I'll go like, I like to overexpose maybe a little bit if I, have to be on the safe side. So I'll do 4 seconds versus 6 seconds after Reciprocity. So we'll just go with that.
We cry, we spend. Someone take my turn, 'cause I don't know where to begin. And we watch and we wait, 'cause there's not much we can do, you say.
Well, according to my dad, the Tav is the most iconic spot in Ellensburg. He did go to college here, so I'll give him some credit, but I also feel like he's a bit of an old timer, doesn't really know what's going on these days. It's probably a new, more hip spot in town, but I enjoy it. The Super Mother Burger there, Alicia and I had one when we were here last, filmed a video last winter. You might remember it, but it goes hard. I'm gonna go snag a burger and a beer. I'm done finishing this roll. Oh, I forgot to put it on bulb and it did 2 seconds. 1 frame closer to Super Mother Burger. And you guys can see what the difference is between a 5 second and 2 second exposure on this composition. Well, certainly not my most charming composition, but I think this one will be a cool one to look back at 30 years from now and just see how much cities have changed, see how much society has changed. Kind of this old school Wells Fargo building with Christmas lights. Looks kind of cool. And I'm also hungry, so it's an excuse to just get this roll done and go eat. I'm gonna go 5 seconds again on this one. Seems to be kind of the sweet spot for most of the lighting going on in town. That includes Reciprocity. All right, last frame of the day. Oh no, the timer didn't start. Oh shit, I'm gonna have to guess it. It's probably a little long. Definitely a little long, I bet. Whatever. Well, another classic photo outing in the books. Lots of ups and downs today, lots of just weird changes and things to adapt to, but that's how it goes. Tons of self-doubt as always. But at the end of the day, I think I got some good stuff. And I gotta reward myself with a Super Mother burger and a beer. So that's nothing to complain about. Downtown Ellensburg though, kind of got some charm to it. Bit of an old school town. Still got kind of that Wild West vibe. Like I feel like there's a saloon around here, you know? But anyway, good day. Good to be out in Eastern Washington. I will say that I'm going to be out in Eastern Washington a shit ton this winter because the weather is usually sunny out here. The Cascades provide enough of a rain shadow to block all those clouds on the west side. So I'm going to be coming out here all the time to photograph because I'm getting back on the weekly upload schedule, which is going to be daunting considering the videos now are like 20 minutes long. But hey, I'm here to grind and I'm here to die. Not really, but I don't know what I'm even saying at this point. I need a beer to think clearly, and I'm gonna go do that. But thanks for rocking with me. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one. Well, if you made it this far through the video, you might as well stay a little longer and listen to me talk about today's sponsor, which is Squarespace. Squarespace is a powerful website building platform that allows you to create an incredibly professional website with no web developing experience at all. Whether you're looking to start a website for your online store, local business, portfolio, blog, whatever it may be, Squarespace has the tools to get you off the ground in no time. I made both of my websites with Squarespace, both my personal site and my new wedding films website as well. I had working versions of my sites up in a matter of hours. They have tons of sleek templates to choose from, and editing the content within your site could not be more straightforward. The e-commerce integration allows for inventory management, a simple checkout process, and secure payments. There's so many ways to customize your site without having to do any coding at all. Head over to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch your site, go to squarespace.com/Brae or use code Brae at checkout to receive 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. The link is in the description. All right, if you're still here, you're actually a legend, and I'm getting your name tattooed on my chest.